Welcome to the Temple of Sekhmet Level 1. My name is Claudia, Mukti Ram Jaya. I am a priestess of Sekhmet, and thank you so much for your interest in learning about the Temple of Sekhmet Level 1. So I'm really excited to launch this program again. The first time I launched it was in 2022, and it was a super powerful training that initiated other women into the mysteries of the Egyptian goddess Sekhmet, and also initiating them into the Egyptian mysteries. And so now we are in 2024, and her energy is building up, and it's actually feeling even stronger than 2022. 2024 equals a number 8 universal year, and that number is associated with the goddess Sekhmet, as the month of August is a number 8 month, and it is connected to the constellation of Leo. And if you may or may not know, the ancient Egyptian goddess Sekhmet is a lioness, a feline deity, so very connected with Leo. And so here we are in 2024, and she's calling us again. She's calling me to hold space to initiate her priestesses. I know a lot of you, if you feel a affinity, a resonance, if you feel the call to Sekhmet, even though you may not know much about her, but you still feel the call, that means that you've worked with her in the past in many other lifetimes. And so my job is to help you to remember, and help you to just remember and reestablish that connection with the goddess Sekhmet. So I will present to you. You'll see in just a few minutes. You would hear the recording of the introduction to the Temple of Sekhmet Level 1 that I did back in 2022. The content is pretty much relevant. It's the same. Of course, what's going to change is the dates, and I don't have the exact dates yet, but you will know, and you will find out when the course will start. So the classes will be bi-weekly. We'll have a call every 2 weeks. And so then you will learn the rest of the details in the following video. Now, there's just been slight changes from the first time I run it again, just to make it better. So I'm really excited. Just a few tweaks just to make the experience and the program even more powerful. But I'm really excited for the opportunity to run this program again. And yes, and I really hope that you feel the call. I will go through all the details that you need to know in terms of what the content will be, and then you will have access to a PDF which has it's essentially the content guide for the level 1, so that you know exactly what you're going to be learning and what we're going to be covering in each of the classes. And so I hope you enjoyed the material, and you will have an opportunity to reach out to me if you have any questions, any additional questions. But I think the biggest bit is going to be just figuring out the date for the course. So I hope you enjoyed the content and the presentation, and then I will see you at the end of the video again. Thank you so much for watching. All right, love. So let's get started. Welcome. This is initiation level 1. Okay, so this is what we're going to cover today. Who is this training for? What are the initiation requirements? Why this initiation now? Why study with me? And then I'll move into the level 1 deets, all the deets, dates, formats, time. I'll go through a content overview of each of the classes and talk about the exchange. And then at the end, I'll open it up for some Q&A, some questions. Great. So who is this for? Reiki practitioners, whether you're a Reiki 1, 2 master, energy healers, And also when I say Reiki practitioners, are those who are already Reiki practitioners or would like to get on the Reiki path. This is a perfect way to start. Energy healers, whether you already are an energy healer or would like to become and learn how to work with healing energy. Anyone who feels called to work in Sekhmet, anyone who feels a connection to Egypt, and the ancient Egyptian mysteries. So you will learn here also some information about ancient Egyptian mysteries, and specifically more focused to her on the first training, the first level. And yeah, so essentially, if you feel the call, means that you've either worked with her in the past and she's calling us forth. What are the requirements for this training? An open heart, mind and soul, believe in a higher power, trusting that there are higher powers out there, that are different energies that are benevolent, they're powerful, and they are seeking a connection with us here in the human life. Humility to know that we don't know it all, right? Humility to know that we're a speck in this whole universe, and even in creating a relationship with a deity, humility and respect are key. Willingness to do the work, willingness to put in the time to create a connection. And as I've mentioned on my intro email, I have created this with the busy woman in mind. So the practices won't take you super long. So I've really designed it so that you can not only take the time to learn the lessons, but also do some ritual practice on your own. And then the last key, honesty and authenticity. So it's super important, especially when building a relationship with a deity, that it feels in alignment, right? That you're doing this, it's coming from, a place of trust and a place, if you may, of faith, and creating that connection. And, you don't, and I know this doesn't apply to the two of you who are here, but if it doesn't resonate and it just doesn't click for you, then there's no reason to try and connect with a deity, because they know they can feel our pureness of our heart, the pureness of our intention, when we are especially actively deciding to create a relationship with them. Now, why this training now? So Sekhmet forces are used for healing. They're used for destruction of illness, protection against the negative energies that lead to illness, protection against evil forces, destruction of fear and shadow aspects of the self. So just by learning this, right, we can already connect to a use, right, and a purpose that we can have in our own lives, right? That's especially whether this energy can be used to work with the self for your own healing, and also you can provide that to your family, to the people that you decide to work with. Also, her energy is super important for the protection against evil forces. And I know those who are here know that there are some dark forces around us that have taken, if you may, control of humanity. And so we're breaking through that cycle, right? And we're moving through a new 2600 year cycle. And the ancient Egyptians used to work with her to protect against war and also any kind of evil forces. So her energy right now in this very moment, and I've actually learned that she's come through things 2018 until 2022. So for these 4 years, her presence have been felt really, really strongly on the earth, and I believe is to support us with the shift, right? To support us with the healing that the world needs in this moment, the self-healing for ourselves as well. and also to help heal from illness and internally. At the same time, she's a really powerful goddess to work with to help dissolve the fear and past patterns and continuously purify our energy level. So I believe that there's no better time than now. And when I received a call from her to do this, I moved in swiftly because, again, right, it's a super important time now. We're still towards the end of the summer, so this is a powerful time to work with her energy. And the training will be a multi-level training, and I'll share a little bit more about that in just a moment. So it's important to get started this year. 2022 was a really potent year for her. And so there are different numbers that are associated with her. 7 is one of them, which is why this is going to be a 7-week course. And also the number 2. And the number 8, which is associated with the Lionsgate. Okay, so why train with me? Well, besides the fact that I'm pretty cool to have around, if I say so myself, I have recently taken the vows, and I am a priestess, a devotee of Sekhmet. You will learn as we get into the course, you learn my personal story with her, and but we've been like this super close for the last 2 years. I didn't know who she was when she first came to me, and I've taken it upon myself to learn as much as possible. And so I'm not only a priestess of Sekhmet, but I'm also a priestess of the goddess. So everything that I do, it's really in honor of the goddess. And I know that my purpose here on the earth is to facilitate that remembrance of all of our sisters, of all of the women, of who we are, and go back into the times where we were priestessing together, because I believe this is how we're going to bring and birth that new earth together. I'm also a Reiki master, and I have been initiated into the Sekhem Reiki practitioner, level 1. Sekhem is the energy comes from Sekhem, which is that energy, that Kundalini, that mighty force, that energy that Sekhmet is associated with, and that she's the protector of. I'm also an ordained minister, so I can do any kind of ceremonies, legalese, and I am currently an mystery school initiate, and I had an opportunity to get initiated in Egypt, and also to get to know Sekhmet at her temple in Karnak. And so I belong to the House of Horus School of Mystery. Additionally, I've learned that I've had many past lives in Egypt, and I've been a priestess of Aset, which is the goddess Isis, as well as a priestess of Sekhmet in the past. And so when she came to me, she just helped me remember the work that I've been doing with her. And because of the time in the world right now, I believe that's why she's coming through so strongly, that even without necessarily initiating, like with the case of Klaklau, she's already have a connection with her. So I'm very excited because we're actually now intentionally going to connect with her. And I'm going to be sharing with you essentially what I've put together has been either information that I've received from her directly, lots of research, books that I've read, trainings I've done, and also in my intuition. And so it's really actually exciting to, do this, right? And I've had to move through my all not enoughness to be able to put together this this training, right? I'm sure that shows up for us a lot. But her invitation, her blessing, the opportunity, I just feel really strongly this is why I'm here. This is why I came here. And I actually do love to teach. I don't teach enough. It's something that I want to do more of. And so I'm excited that this is going to be one of the many teachings and courses that I'll put out there. Okay, so for those of you who know me, you know my beautiful altar. I do have a gorgeous altar that is dedicated to Sekhmet and Isis and the Egyptian pantheon. And it is just so beautiful to, close my eyes and realize that something like this can be created with devotion, with commitment, and with getting out of the way, really, which is how all this came to be. And we'll go over this more about altars later on in a class. All right, so level 1, we're gonna get started with the deeds. Any questions so far? No, I think we're good. Okay, perfect. All right, so 7-week initiation, Temple of Sekhmet. This is level 1. As I mentioned, there's gonna be multiple levels. So far, I've received 3. I will say this, that for level 2, you will be required to have at least Reiki 2, okay? And Lisette, I already talked to Lisette, so you can do the whole Reiki process, Reiki Master with Lisette. And the ultimate goal is for me to attune in Seikhem Reiki, right? Seikhem. But I'm learning, and there's a path to get there, and I am on the path, and I'm taking the steps, but just know that that is my ultimate, right, goal, so that you can work with this powerful energy. I will say that Seikhem energy, it is higher vibrational than Reiki and works at an even deeper level than Reiki. Super powerful energy. So for those of you who are already energy healers and Reiki practitioners, oof, I can feel the energy. It's like moving through my hands. Super powerful. And that's what I realized actually putting together this training. I realized that yes, it is important to connect with Sekhmet, try and have that relationship. But the reason why she's come to me and the reason why we're working together is for that energy. That's Seikhem energy, right? That healing energy that she's a protector of. Okay, so going back to level 1. So it's going to be, and this is where those of you who are here get to put in a voice, right? Because I want to create it and I want to set it up in a way that works for you. These are the options. We can do 7 weekly calls, and then the calls will be I'm shooting for an hour because again, I know everybody's busy and some of us are doing other trainings and we're just, right? So I'm shooting for an hour, but some classes will be 90 minutes. So we can do it either weekly or bi-weekly, meaning we'll just have a 2-week break in between. Each, you basically first will receive that lesson, 60 to 90-minute lesson, and then you'll receive some weekly ritual practices that would go along with that. The guided meditations are going to be included in the actual lesson aspect of it. We'll have a file and group sharing on Mighty Networks, and then private signal group, which I've already created. Now we're going to go through the content of each of the classes. Oh my goodness. We're going to go through 7 gates. Gate 1. You will learn about the Egyptian planes of existence. You're going to learn about chaos and order. Ma'at. You'll get an introduction to the Neteru, which are the gods in the Egyptian pantheon. And you'll also get an introduction to the Seikhem energy healing, which is also called living light energy. This is essentially will be the lesson for the day. And then you'll get your ritual practice or your activity for after the first class. Okay, then we move into gate 2, shamanic work preparation, get to know Sekhmet. You're going to learn about Hekau, Egyptian Hekau, words of power. You will get Sekhmet titles and you'll receive your first mantra to work with. And again, same thing, you will also get your ritual practice to do on Sunday. Gate 3 will go deeper into the Egyptian Neteru. You'll learn about Sekhmet, Hathor, Bast, that trilogy. You'll learn Sekhmet's myth, And we'll get started with our conscious nodding practice. Gate number 4, Sekhmet's altar making. You will be initiated into the heart breath practice. We'll do a heart breath invocation practice, and we will continue the conscious nodding. And again, every class has a Sunday practice, ritual practice that comes along with it. Gate number 5, we will begin with the heart breath invocation practice. We will pay our respects to the mysteries, and we'll do a Sphinx guided journey, followed by some journaling practice with the respective Sunday ritual practice of that week. Gate 6, again, we'll be open with the heart breath invocation practice, and then we're going to go into fear alchemy. And we'll do a transforming fear with Sekhmet guided journey, followed by a journaling practice. So the first level, it's about understanding some of the basics of ancient mysteries, ancient Egyptian mysteries, getting to know Sekhmet at a deeper level, starting to build a relationship with her through the practices that you'll be doing. And then we'll do some inner work with some guided meditations. This level 2, just so that you have an idea, it's going to go more into working with the Sekhmet energy and the Reiki aspect of it. But the first one, you're doing some inner work and you're establishing your connection with her. And then gate number 7, we'll again do the heart breath invocation practice, belly breath initiation, so we'll be guided into that. And I'll show you the meeting of Sekhmet in the Karnak video. And then we'll do a guided journey, taking your offering to Sekhmet, which we're going to be working on the previous weeks, and then a journaling practice. So these are the 7 classes. Now, there will be some work that you're going to do on your own once we've completed the 7 gates, right? You'll still have some Sundays where you're going to do your own prayer ritual practices, right? And then there's a closing ceremony that you get to do on your own, also post lessons. So I'm essentially gonna be like taking you by the hand, leading you towards the temple door, teaching you the basics, and then you are entering the Temple of Sekhmet, and it is up to you, right? The relationship that you build with her, it's up to you. And of course, it's important for her, to show your commitment, your devotion. You can go as deep or as light as you desire to go with the practices. This is your opportunity to connect with her. Now, very important, to receive a certificate of completion of level 1, you must send a video of 15 minutes or less, sharing highlights of your experience with the training, showcasing your altar, your shrine, and sacred art. And then you can also add some clips of the closing ceremony, your own closing ceremony that you'll do with her. Of course, you'll be guided on how to do the closing ceremony and everything. And so you send the video along with pictures of ceremony day, since again, this is just your own practice with her. And once I receive those, then you will receive your certificate of completion of level 1, which you would need in order to move on to level 2. All good so far? Okay, yay. All right, so bonus gift to all the participants is a Seikin Reiki healing session from me. For those of you who live in South Florida, we'll coordinate and actually do an in-person healing session because I want you to experience what this energy feels like. And for those of you who are living in other states, out of town, I can also do a distant healing session. Also, there will be an Akashic record reading with Sister Goddess Priestess Lisette. And normally Akashic readings are
111, we decided on 77 as an exchange for a reading. I would recommend that you do this towards the end of the training, once you've established a strong connection with her, and you can find out. What was your past lives with Sekhmet, what messages does she have for you in the priestessing path. I mean, you can find out all kinds of really powerful information about your connection with her. So that's a special offering. And then we have, last but not least, we have the exchange. So the value of level 1, with all the information combined, 111 per class, so that would be 777, right? And for the very first training, this is what came through, 222. So essentially $32 per class, making it super accessible for all of you. And you have options. So you can pay in 1, you can pay in 2 payments, you can do 4 payments or 7 payments. So it's super easy, super affordable. And I really want everybody to be able to experience this powerful initiation. So there you have it. Those are all the details that I have for you. And I think I've done my work to give all the details as much as possible.
Well, there you have it. I hope you enjoyed the presentation and you learned all the details about why working with the Sekhmet is important. Now more than ever, I really feel her energy. She's just calling us in, calling all her priestesses in, and that's what I'm doing, is gathering her priestesses so that we can move on and then get into level 2, which will give you an opportunity to work more actively with her energy. But level 1 is super powerful. You will have an opportunity to learn about her and then become one with her, so that you can bring Sekhmet's energy, Sekhmet's guidance into your life in anything that you do. So if you have, again, any other questions, additional questions, you can feel free to let me know. I will post the dates soon, as soon as we can figure out what the best day it is. But either way, it is designed so that you can either come to the class live, which would be amazing, but you also have an opportunity to listen to the classes as a recording, so that you can do it on your own time. And as I also mentioned, I've really made it with a busy person in mind, so that you can follow along and be able to do the program without getting overwhelmed. So with that, thank you for listening. Thank you for your interest in stepping into this powerful temple and working with a really powerful goddess. And I look forward to seeing you and helping you to get connected and deeper inside with her. So I hope I see you inside, and I look forward to meeting you soon. Thank you, and many blessings.